Hey guys, this might seem like a minor point, but I don't think it's minor. Okay, if you're new to the case, there are many episodes to this saga that you have missed, and it's going to be difficult even to try to communicate all of those episodes to you. So all I can say is just like hang on for the ride, because you're going to be confused. You'll be confused big time until you spend hours and hours and hours reading over the discovery, watching those home movies, and determining for yourself whether or not you think that Christopher Watts may have been telling the truth when he said that he did not murder his daughters, Bella and Cece Watts. But this is what I want to say. And if you're new to the case, I'm sorry. Many of this may not make any sense. But there's a detail in here that, like I said, may seem minor, and I don't think it's minor. So here we go. Christopher Watts' wife was a highly successful executive of a billion-dollar company. That's a lie. That's a lie that we were told right off the bat. Christopher Watts' wife was a highly successful employee of a billion-dollar company. That's a lie. That's a lie that we were told right off the bat. Christopher Watts' wife was a retired nurse. That's a lie. That lie was included in a book that was published on Amazon.com the end of August of 2018. In the first paragraph of the book. Christopher Watts' wife used to be a nurse. That's a lie. Christopher Watts' wife was never a nurse. Christopher Watts' wife was accepted into a nursing program, and she started the nursing program the first week in January of 2012. Really? Because we have heavily researched that little claim, and so far we have found zero evidence that the nursing program she claimed she was magically accepted into ever existed. Christopher Watts' wife earned $500,000 a year in her 20s. Baloney. Christopher Watts' wife had fertility issues. Baloney. Christopher Watts' wife had high-risk pregnancies. Well, if that's the case, then why did she neglect the fetus? Why did she neglect to seek prenatal care during what she claimed was a 15-week pregnancy? Christopher Watts and his wife bought their house in Colorado with a co-signer. Really? Because with the information that we've seen so far, it looks like Christopher Watts bought the house solo, all by himself. And then 1 month later, he signed a quitclaim deed, deeding the interest in the home, any equity, any ownership interest, to both himself and to his wife. Christopher Watts' wife was on a business trip the weekend before she died. Actually, Christopher Watts' wife was on what was called some sort of a sales training seminar for a multi-level marketing company, one of many that she had signed up for through the years. Christopher Watts' wife was successful with the MLMs that she signed up with. Baloney. You do know that in the United States that 99.9% of the people who sign up for product-based multi-level marketing companies fail to ever see a profit. And you want me to believe that Christopher Watt's wife was in that 1/10 of 1% that ever sees a profit? The girls had familial Mediterranean fever. Baloney. Christopher Watt's wife had lupus and fibromyalgia and endometriosis, and it was a miracle she could get pregnant. And Sjogren's and celiac disease. And her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law tried to cross-contaminate the food at one of the pre-wedding parties. Christopher Watt's sister sabotaged the guest list for one of the pre-wedding parties because there were supposed to be 80 people there, and there were only 31 total, 26 of whom were family members. Funny thing though, there weren't any empty place settings. And according to one person who attended that pre-wedding party, there wouldn't have been room for 80 people in the venue where it was held. Christopher Watt's wife earned the car. Really? If that's the case, then why was it a leased vehicle in Christopher Watt's name? The bankruptcy was because of all of those medical bills. Really? If that's the case, then why were the medical bills less than $5,000 of a total, what was it, of over 70 grand in unsecured debt? Christopher Watt's wife didn't know that he was going to divorce her. Really? If that was the case, then why did she tell a hairstylist that she was getting divorced and looking forward to being single again? Christopher Watt's mother tried to murder Cece with killer ice cream. Really? Take a look at the photos for yourself. Any photos of Ronnie or Cindy Watts with Bella and Cece, you can tell that they would never do anything to harm those babies. You can also tell that those children felt safe in their grandparents' arms. Think about this. When Christopher Watts and his wife went on vacation, they called it some sort of business trip, of course, but when they went on vacation, or the free trip, or whatever they want to refer to it as, Christopher Watts' in-laws were living right in the basement of their house. And Christopher Watts' wife asked her mother-in-law to fly from North Carolina to Colorado to take care of Bella and Cece while she was gone. Now consider this. Consider how many lies we've been told. And also consider how many lies were told right off the bat. One in particular was that Christopher Watt's wife had diabetes. No, she didn't. Yet that was told by not only the person who claimed she called the police because she texted Christopher Watt's wife and she hadn't returned her text, but also by the next door neighbor who was evidently privy to Christopher Watt's wife's medical files, while Christopher Watts himself had no clue that his wife was a diabetic. Well, obviously, because she wasn't. And in my opinion, all of those quote-unquote health challenges seem to be pretty much disputed by the autopsy itself, which reported that Christopher Watt's wife and his daughters were actually healthy at the time of their deaths. Here's the minor detail that I don't think is so minor after all. When Christopher Watts stood there like a deer in the headlights, when the police were at his home, after he had already gone through, I don't know how many times, 2 or 3 times, of having the person who called the police on that, what sounded like the non-emergency line, to talk and talk and talk, while the dispatcher sat there letting the caller talk and talk and talk. That person admitted that she had lied to Christopher Watts. When the alarms kept going off and he said to her by phone or by text, "Are you still at the house? Because the alarms are going off." And she fully admitted that she lied to him and told him no, she wasn't still at the house, even though she was. Well, when he's standing there, and by all appearances, it looks like it's the first time he's hearing that his wife is a diabetic, what was his reaction? I'm zeroing in now on the minor detail that is not minor. What was his reaction? If you were standing there and somebody said that your spouse was a diabetic, what would your reaction be if your spouse was not a diabetic? I think most people would have said, that isn't true. But Christopher Watts didn't say, that isn't true. He stood there and he went along with whatever was being said without standing up, without being heard, without objecting. He stood there. Are you familiar with the word mesmerized? Watch, now that I'm using this big word, the scumbag attackers are going to start using it. I don't know if you've noticed over the last 2 years, but every time I use a word they've never heard of before, they start using it themselves as if they've known what it meant all along. So watch, you wait. I betcha there's going to be videos very soon with the word mesmerized in it. Or in them, I should say. I think Christopher Watts was mesmerized by all of the lies he was being told, by the facade, by the public persona that his own wife was presenting. I think he was mesmerized by the lies. I think he was mesmerized by anything and everything that seemed shiny. He didn't dig in. He didn't find out. He didn't question. He just went along with whatever was being said at the time. In December of 2017, just 8 or 9 months before the tragedy occurred, Christopher Watts' wife stopped making the house payments for 3 months straight. And then I think it was in late March, Christopher Watts had to take $10,000 out of his 401k in order to save their home. Right around the same time, Christopher Watts' wife was asking a lawyer a lot of questions about divorce. And the lawyer asked her straight out if she was getting divorced. And she acknowledged that yes, that was a real possibility in the near future. And then a short time after that, it appears that she got pregnant. And then a short time after that, it appears she, for some odd reason, needed to spend 6 weeks in North Carolina over the summer months. I do believe that that marriage was over long before Christopher Watt's wife told the hairdresser in July of 2018 that she was getting divorced and looking forward to being single again. And I've thought about something. You know, Ronnie Watts said in a recent video that Christopher Watts told him that the house was on the market or the house was up for sale. And I thought to myself, well, that's interesting because I don't think the house was on the market, was it? Well, that Christopher Watts must have been lying, right? But when you look at that one detail within the context of this entire case, I'll bet you that his wife was lying to him about it. I bet you that his wife was telling him that the house was up for sale. I do think that Christopher Watts is guilty of many things. But in my opinion, I do not believe that Christopher Watts is guilty of first-degree murder. In my opinion, it is reasonable to believe that Christopher Watts was telling the truth when he insisted that he did not murder his children, Bella and Cece Watts. In my opinion, Christopher Watts is sitting behind bars, taking responsibility for acts that he did not commit. Just my opinion. You're welcome to yours, and I'm welcome to mine, especially on this channel.